I never thought I'd write something like this, but I can't keep it in anymore. I need to tell someone, and maybe a stranger on the internet is the safest option. There's this boy at my school. His name is Hyunwoo. Everyone knows his name, not because he's popular, but because he's infamous. He's the kid teachers dread, the one students whisper about. He fights, he cuts class, he talks back, and people claim he's been in trouble outside of school too. I don't know which rumors are true. Some say he broke a senior's jaw last year. Others say he has ties to gangs in the city. And me? I'm Jisoo, the class president. Perfect uniform, perfect grades, perfect record. My parents are strict, and they expect nothing less than perfection. So of course I hated everything Hynwoo represented. Or at least I told myself I did. The truth is, whenever he smirked at me, whenever he leaned back in his chair like he owned the world, I felt something. Something I didn't want to name. The first time we really clashed, it was in class. Our teacher called him out, again, and I couldn't help myself. I muttered, "Pathetic." Always wasting everyone's time, he heard me. Of course he did. He leaned forward, voice low but sharp. "And you're always choking on rules. Careful, class president. You might suffocate." I turned to glare at him, but he didn't look away. His eyes were darker than I expected, dangerous and alive. I said, "At least I'll have a future." And he shot back with, "Future's useless if you don't survive the present." For a second, I forgot how to breathe. The teacher broke us apart, giving me library duty and him detention. I thought that was the end of it. But later, when I was stacking books in the library, the storm raging outside, he walked in. He shouldn't have been there, but he was. At first, I thought he came to bother me. He grabbed a random book, sat in the back, and didn't say anything. I tried to ignore him, but it felt like he was watching me. Finally, I snapped and asked why he was always fighting. He didn't answer right away. Then he closed the book and walked over, every step echoing in the quiet library. He said, "People think monsters are born. Truth is, they're made." I didn't know what to say. Before I could even think of a reply, the storm slammed a window open and the lights flickered. I jumped, and without hesitation, he grabbed my wrist and pulled me close. For a second, I was pressed against him, our faces inches apart. My heart was pounding so hard, I thought he'd hear it. He let go quickly, whispering, "Already did." I pretended to hate it, pretended it didn't matter, but it did. That night, when I left the library, I heard footsteps behind me in the hallway. The school was almost empty, dark except for a few flickering lights. I turned and saw him. "Why are you following me?" I snapped. But he didn't smirk this time. His voice was low, serious. "Someone's following you." I laughed, but it died in my throat when I saw it too. A shadow at the end of the hall. Still, watching. Before I could react, Hyunwoo pulled me into the corner, pressing me against the wall to hide. His hand covered mine, his body shielding me from view. I could feel his breath on my face when he whispered, "I'm keeping you alive." I wanted to push him away, but I didn't. Instead, I whispered, "I hate you." His lips almost touched mine when he murmured, "Hate me all you want, but don't look at anyone else like this." The footsteps came closer. A locker door slammed. I froze. Hyunwoo grabbed my hand. "Run." We ran up the stairs through dark corridors until we burst onto the rooftop. Rain drenched us instantly. My hair clung to my face, my uniform soaked through. I shouted at him, You dragged me into this nightmare for nothing. He just stared at me through the rain, eyes burning, and said, "No. I dragged you into my world. And you didn't run. I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know what I felt." Then the rooftop door creaked again. My heart nearly stopped, but it was only the janitor, shaking his head at us before leaving. The fear drained from me all at once, leaving me shaking. I laughed, half in relief, half in madness. Hyunwoo didn't laugh. He just stepped closer, water dripping from his hair. His hand rose to my cheek, his thumb brushing raindrops away, or maybe tears. "I should hate you," I whispered. "Then hate me forever," he said, and kissed me. It wasn't soft, it wasn't sweet, it was raw, desperate, like everything about him. My fists clutched his shirt, pulling him closer even though I swore I didn't want him. His hand tangled in my hair, holding me like I was the only thing keeping him alive. When we finally broke apart, both of us were breathless. "This is dangerous," I said. "So are we," he replied. And that was the moment I realized the boy I hated more than anyone might be the only one I can't stay away from. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt the rain again, the heat of his mouth against mine, the way his voice sounded when he said, "So are we." I kept telling myself it didn't mean anything. It was adrenaline, fear, a mistake. But the truth is, I wanted more. The next day at school, I tried to act normal, tried to bury myself in notes and schedules. But Hyunwoo sat 2 rows behind me, and I could feel his gaze on me like it was burning holes through my back. At lunch, I overheard 2 girls whispering near my desk. "Did you hear? Hyunwoo got into a fight last night. Someone ended up in the hospital. Are you serious?" "I swear. My cousin saw him. Said the police showed up." My hands froze on my chopsticks. I didn't turn around, didn't ask, but I couldn't stop listening. The rumor spread fast, bouncing from desk to desk. When the final bell rang, I thought I'd slip out unnoticed. But as I walked down the hall, a voice behind me said, "Walk with me." It was him. I almost said no, but something in his tone made it impossible to refuse. We walked outside together, the autumn air sharp and cold. I kept my arms folded, trying to hide the fact that my hands were shaking. Finally, I asked, "Is it true? Did you hurt someone last night?" He stopped walking. For the first time, he didn't smirk, didn't tease. His voice was flat. "What do you think?" "I think..." My voice cracked, but I forced it out. "I think you want people to be scared of you." But I don't know why. He looked at me for a long time, then laughed quietly. Not mocking, not playful, but empty. "Because fear keeps people away, and I don't trust anyone." "Then why me?" I asked. "Why kiss me?" His eyes darkened. He stepped closer, close enough that I could feel the warmth radiating off him in the cold air. "Because you're the only one who doesn't run." My breath caught in my throat. I hated how much that answer affected me. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. "Stay away from him." I didn't reply, but my heart pounded so hard, I thought I might be sick. The next day, Hyunwoo wasn't in class. His chair was empty, his name unspoken. But everyone buzzed with rumors, police, suspensions. Worse. When school ended, I went to the library again, and there he was, sitting in the back, hoodie up, head down. "You're supposed to be suspended," I said. He smirked faintly. "You sound disappointed I'm here." "I'm not." I paused. "But what's going on with you?" For a long time, he didn't answer. Then he leaned forward, his voice low. "People are watching me. They'll use you to get to me. You shouldn't be near me. And yet, he didn't move away. Neither did I. I whispered, Then why am I not afraid of you? His gaze flicked to my lips. Because you're just as broken as I am. The air between us thickened. My chest felt tight. I didn't kiss him this time. But God, I wanted to. That night, I got another text. Last warning. He's dangerous. And then, a picture. It was me, leaving school, taken from behind. My blood ran cold. The next day, I tried to avoid him, tried to pretend nothing was happening. But during evening study hall, I found a folded note slipped into my book. No name, no handwriting I recognized. It said, Rooftop, midnight. My heart told me not to go. My brain told me not to go. But of course, I went. The school was silent at night, shadows stretching across the empty halls. When I reached the rooftop, Hyunwoo was already there, leaning against the railing, smoking. You shouldn't be here, I said. He exhaled, watching the smoke drift into the night air. Neither should you. I wanted to ask if he wrote the note, but something in his expression told me he didn't. Before I could say anything else, a loud bang echoed from below, like a door slamming. We both froze. Hyunwoo dropped the cigarette, grabbed my hand,